What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I needed to do a little bit of research before I delved into this particular news story. Apparently in the UK, specifically Surrey Police Department, the UK have decided that they have found a crime that they need to put resources into. And you know what that crime is? Catcalling. Catcalling, I guess, is a crime in this particular area that they are putting multiple police officers, primarily women, who they get into these work outfits and they jog to get the attention of straight men, because that's what this is designed to do. They want to basically punish straight men. They want to embarrass them and shame them for having the audacity to catcall, even though catcalling has been done since the beginning of time. Catcalling is not anything new. Catcalling has always been a thing. And now they're trying to turn it into a crime. You know, I was looking at the comments, and shout out to the people from the UK, because I went into the comment section on YouTube and they are cooking. They are cooking this police department and the UK. Go to this video on YouTube, The Independent. Go to the comment section, and the people there are just roasting them because they are wasting resources when they could actually be getting on top of crime that is actually going on in the UK. Because in the UK, you can ask anybody who lives there, there's a lot of crime going on. And instead of them actually being tough on real crime, they want to entrap men, because that's what this is. This is what you call thirst trap policing. And I guess they look at online, they see the reactions that women get, and they say to themselves, you know what, instead of us actually, attacking the real crime, because we're cowards, we don't want to actually go at the real crime. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to punish straight men for being attracted to women. And y'all wonder why men no longer approach women? Y'all wonder why men don't want nothing to do with Western women? They're leaving Europe or the UK. They're leaving America. They're leaving Canada and going to East Asia because these countries have lost their minds, especially the UK. There's a lot going on over there. And from what I've seen from people in the comment section, they talk about how the migrants are just tearing up things and how there are actually assaults that go on and the UK looks the other way. They ignore women actually being assaulted in the UK, and they focus on punishing the native white men in that country. Because trust me, looking at the comments, I can surmise that they are not going into certain neighborhoods. They're staying concentrated and focused on areas where there's predominantly white men or black, but I think particularly white men. See, this is what society is being reduced to. This is what society is being reduced to. And you heifers wonder why men are not approaching you. Men don't want to take you on dates. Men don't want anything to do with you. I'm speaking to you white European women, black American Western women. You do this to yourselves. So let's get into this, because this to me is just some of the silliest BS I've ever seen. A female police officer who volunteered to run in plain clothes to catch catcallers has said their behavior makes me feel really sort of icky. So men catcalling her makes her feel icky. This is a girl you could tell was always felt ugly, never felt attractive. And now that I guess she feels like she's more attractive now, and she's never really been used to men approaching her, telling her that she looks good, that makes her feel icky. Attractive women would never do this. PC Abby Hayward, who works for the Surrey police, said that she was honked at twice during a 5K 3-mile undercover run. So what? I mean, it happens. Women, listen, nobody catcalls and approaches men unsolicited more than women. Women love to approach when they are attracted to you. They will start to grope you. Nobody cares. Somebody honks a horn, they need to be arrested. The Force's Jog On, Lord, they made a campaign out of it. The Force's Jog On campaign sees female police officers running in targeted locations with uniformed officers on hand nearby to deal with the perpetrators who catcall or shout suggestive comments. You know what they're doing? Because I don't think they are arresting those people. I think that they are chastising those people. So what's happened is they're going to take that guy and they're going to chastise him. How dare you catcall? That's what they're going to do. Because legally, I don't know if you can arrest people for this. This is a way to punish and chastise straight men for being attracted to women. That's what this is. PC Hayward said, when I'm on my own, I don't have the backup. It just ruins my whole run. Well, you know what you could do? You could go to a gym or a place where they have a track. You go to a school. There are schools where they have a track. I know in America, we have high schools that have tracks. There are colleges where they have tracks around the field or the football field. You can go run there. You can have as much privacy as you want if you feel uncomfortable. To make a campaign out of this when there's a lot of crime going on in the UK. Again, I talked about how people saying that the migrants are just tearing up things. You want to put a resource into this. Again, they want to put all the accountability on the men. You know, by the way, do you know how many families and babies been made through catcalling? But anyway, she added, as a young female, when I'm going out, mainly on a jog, it's the staring, the leaning out the window. Okay. Other officers involved in the scheme said it's an issue that affects them outside of work. The campaign also comes after Surrey County Council survey found that while 94% of female residents who took part had experienced a form of harassment, nearly half of them, they had never reported it. Makes me feel horrible. The BBC spent time with Surrey police during the Jog On campaign in July, and within 20 minutes, the runners had already experienced harassment. PC Hayward said that after getting honked and laughed at by a lorry driver, within about 18 minutes and stopping to speak to him, the officers were then harassed again just 15 seconds after restarting their run. She said, it's not funny. I can't really put into words other than it just makes me feel horrible. It shows how prevalent it is and how worthwhile this operation is. No, stopping drugs and crime, that's not worthwhile, but stopping men from honking the horn is. The two people who harassed the runners were educated on street-based. I told you, this is what it's all about. It's all about chastising grown men. That's what it's all about, chastising grown men. Is it going to actually stop anything? The Surrey police spokesperson said no arrests had specifically been made as a result of the initiative, but that the drivers had been stopped to be educated about their behavior. So you want to chastise grown-ups. How about you go and stop the crime that is growing in your country? Catcalling is the least of your problems. But this is the UK government and the UK people in large. A lot of the society is all about punishing the native people there and about, really protecting the real perpetrators, the real assaulters. They don't want to chastise them, right? Jog On is part of a wider commitment to tackle public space violence against women and girls and use the same tactics that are in place to deal with predatory behavior in bars, clubs, and town centers. John Vale, Borough Commander at the Surrey Police, said it's a big information gap at the moment. We know, having spoken to staff, that this is an issue for us locally. We know that it is significantly underreported issue nationally as well. So part of it for me is getting a much better understanding of this crime type as we move forward. It is about engaging with the public and asking them to report their concerns to us, whether that to be directly to us or our website, or whether it's via reporting tools such as Street Safe. So, come on, man. Somebody done broke in somebody's house. Somebody done stole some things out of some stores. And these people are talking about a Jog On campaign. What a waste of just resources, time, and effort. Now let's get to this video. Y'all check out this video.
Hi, I'm Abby. I'm going out on my afternoon run. I enjoy running. I'm trying to get fitter and trying to get a bit more cardio done. What happens if I do get catcalled? I feel diminished. I just feel uncomfortable. It just makes me feel a little bit like, what are they getting out of it? It makes me feel uneasy, and then instantly it's just ruined my run.
People, I gotta understand something. Men catcall women, women catcall men. It happens both ways. There are plenty of men who could tell you that they've gone on jogs, and there are women who honk horns, who try to talk to them. It happens. I don't think it should be something that's considered some horrifying. There's a lot of horrifying crimes going on. And according to the people in the UK, y'all not dealing with those crimes. There are women who are being physically hurt and y'all not doing nothing. But chastising straight men for honking a horn or for catcalling. See, this is the UK, and this is going to be America's very close to being this, if we haven't gotten there already, because the UK and Canada are like neck and neck for, feminism, social justice, the men being cucked, right? Migrants all over the place. They put women as gatekeepers. And that's what this is. They really must say, we're going to ignore all this crime going over here. Let's create a crime. And by the way, the reason why no men get arrested is because if they would attempt to arrest any of those men could sue them. And they know this. Because honking a horn and saying, hey, you look good, is not a crime. This is about chastising, and this is reverse harassment. These people are actually entrapping men in these situations. This is entrapment. This is total entrapment, and I would sue. I would say, well, wait a minute. All I did was honk a horn. I would say, hey, you look good. Catcalling has been going on since the beginning of time. You cannot police catcalling. You just can't. But there are real crimes that you could actually pursue, but you refuse to do it because you know that the people who are in your government don't care about those things.
Just don't want to. My name is PC Abby Hayward. I work out of North Division, so I'm on Runnymede Safer Neighbourhood team. So the change I'd like to see is for people to recognise that it's not right. It's not just a small act, it's a thing that can make someone feel really quite uncomfortable. So I think it's important, police are taking it so seriously.
Somebody just got robbed, or some woman has physically been assaulted by a man, but we're gonna focus on jogging and horns being blew when you're jogging, or men saying, hey, you got nice assets. We want to put a resource into that. Y'all got to understand, this ain't just of them, jogging. They're building a database. Because when they stop those men, don't believe what they're telling you publicly. When they stop those men, they're getting their license plate, they're getting their name, their address, they're building a database. That's what this is about. This is about building a database on a type of man. This is basically like stop and frisk. This is basically stop and frisk. They're telling you one thing, but I'm telling you right now, they are collecting information from these men and they're building a database. So if you're one of these men that get stopped, don't give them your name. Don't give them your name, your address, or nothing. I'm gonna say, if they ask for ID, I'm gonna say, well, am I being charged or anything? Because this is stupid. This is completely stupid.
It's one of our forced priorities, and for me that makes me feel proud to work for Surrey Police, because for me it's such a personal experience, and I know for a lot of other, if not all other women who experience it. So I feel empowered to be a part of such an operation.
Empowered.
And work for Surrey Police when their forced priority is to tackle VORG.
Not to tackle assault, robberies, murders. That's on the back burner. We don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about men street harassing, basically. I feel no sympathy for women who can't get a man in the UK. Because I see it. I see the videos of women wondering, where did all the men go? They went to East Asia. They went to certain parts of Africa. They went to South America. And these heifers are proud of this. And I'm telling you, don't believe what they're telling y'all. They are building a database. This is about finding information on a prototype, on a certain man. This is what they're doing. This is basically stop and frisk. Let me know what you think in the comment section. When you thought that video, share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next.